Good morning, everyone. So good to see you this morning. I pray you had an excellent day yesterday and an amazing time with the Lord. Let's continue our quiet time journey. In March 2005, a man on a trial for rape, his name is Brian Nichols, escapes Atlanta courthouse. And that morning he kills 4 people. And then he forces himself into a single mom, Ashley Smith's house, and takes her hostage for 7 hours. Ashley Smith didn't have a smooth life until that point, or up to that point. In 2001, her husband was stabbed and was killed. He died in her arms. She didn't know how to cope with that, so she turns to drugs, and she gets addicted to crystal meth. Ultimately, she loses custody to her only child, Paige. But in March 2005, in that moment, everything will change for Ashley Smith. She tells her story afterwards, how Nichols came in and took a shower and did laundry of his own clothes and watched TV, and he even put up a mirror on the wall, which Ashley bought to put it up on the wall herself. What a scary and freaky and surreal. It's almost a scene out of a movie. Well, for whatever reason on that day, Ashley Smith picks up a book by Rick Warren, The Purpose-Driven Life. She got a copy of it from her aunt's church a month earlier, but she didn't bother to finish reading it. But on that day, she read it to Nichols. It talks about the meaning of life, the purpose of life. And both of them get into a lengthy conversation about God. And to make the long story short, Nichols spares Ashley's life, and he turns himself in. After the whole incident, Ashley Smith recalls, and she says, quote, "At that time in my life, it was really down in the dumps. And that was really a life-changing experience for me, because truly, of all the people that had a role in that day, of all the people that could have lost their lives, I was the one that probably should have. And instead of me losing my life, here I was, the lonely, widowed, drug addict mom who deserved death. But God gave me a brand new life, one that I could never ever imagine, as a result of just giving my life to Him. And through that, I've tried to do better since then." Friends, life changed in a moment, doesn't it? In a moment, one decision, one act can change the trajectory of your life. When a couple stands before a clergy and says, "I do," their life has changed forever. When someone gets a call from a doctor, that call can change everything for that person forever. An accident, even a coronavirus like what we're dealing with right now, can be that moment. And in these moments, you'll have to make choices and decisions. And who will you lean on to? What source? Where will you lean on to for guidance? Well, let me share with you what the wisest man that ever lived had said. His name is Solomon. He says in Proverbs chapter 3, verses 5 through 6, "Trust in the Lord with all of your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths." God will direct your paths. See, Abraham, a character from Genesis chapter 12 and on, Abraham's life changes forever in a moment when he says yes to God's call. Noah's life changed forever in a moment when he started to build that ark. Of course, Apostle Paul, on his way to Damascus, changes forever. His life changes forever in a moment when he says yes to Jesus. But not only his life, but because of that moment, he changed lives of millions, if not billions, of people. Friends, right now, as you're dealing with coronavirus, maybe thinking about your job in the future, about your family, about your business, in these moments, who will you lean on to for guidance and wisdom? In these moments, do not lean on your own understanding, but but trust in God with all of your heart. And He will direct you and guide you according to His goodness and His plans. Will you lean on Him? He will open your eyes to understand His way through the Word. This is what I know. God can do in 5 minutes what you and I can't do in 50 years. Friends, spend some time in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6. Meditate on that. Think through that. As you think about your circumstances and your life, make your concerns and worries and anxieties known to God. Allow Him to direct you and guide you. This is what I know. He is good God. He's a loving God. And He will direct you to His goodness. In Jeremiah 29, it says, God has a plan for you, plan to prosper you, not to do harm. Plan that will give you hope, not evil. Trust in that God, and He will lead you to His goodness. He'll lead you to a life that is full of meaning, significance, and full of joy. God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.